I know you guys are such big Team Eco fans. Have you guys had much time to talk to Ueda?
I went over to Japan for a vacation. Some of the guys through Sony hooked up a tour and of the studio, and then a dinner with Ueda-san. I was just kind of like a little kid. Like I threw on my diapers just to be safe, and I just kind of asked him a lot of geeky questions. I'm sure I tend not to really be starstruck. Like Mike Mignola and Ueda-san. Outside of that, it's just I don't. Maybe Neil Druckmann. No, it's like no. It's
How
like
dare you?
It's like, but that was one of those times where it's just like It was the very first game that I played. It basically shaped my entire concept of how core mechanics are built and exploited, and then switched up in a way with context to story, and how those two things parallel each other, and then to come out with an emotional impact that made me cry. I cried. It was the first game that I ever played where it's just like I'm in with the controller in my hand and I'm crying, and I'm just like, a game did this. And that shaped my entire concept of design. And you can see it in all of the games that I've been a part of since, of trying to get its core mechanics. It's building those core mechanics. It's switching up and taking away core mechanics based on story context. It's getting a good arc so that you can play with the mechanics in parallel to this story arc and understanding that stuff. So that's interactivity, man. That's what we can do.
Was this meeting after Last of Us came out?
Yeah, he liked it. I was stoked. I was glad. I didn't poke him or anything. I don't. It's weird taking compliments. But yeah, he's awesome. He was awesome. Now I'm talking about me. I don't want to. Yeah, he was awesome, and he loved the game. And the other person that we met that we're big fans of,
Shinji Mikami from Resident Evil.
He came by, and we were just like two kids in a candy store on that one too. We did.
We're like, what made you bring the camera in and shift the character to the side to get that composition, because that changed the industry and.
He ended up talking about particles, and we're just like, yeah, particles. Tell me more about particles. So how did you do
And we told him, the chainsaw guy from Resident Evil 4, that's basically our clicker.
Yes.
It's the chainsaw guy from Resident Evil 4. We tell him everything we ripped him off of his game.
Yeah. I'm sure he hates us.
Do you guys get insight from those conversations, though? Is it just geeking out and then just kind of smile and nod, or do you actually get notes like, oh, I never saw it this way?
I think the awesome insight from the conversation with Ueda-san is just like what we were talking about with the impact of The Last of Us with other people, is he never set out to make this mind-blowing revolutionary game that shifted the concept of how design is made in the industry, blah, blah, blah. But it affected me. And that was the takeaway, is just like, he's just doing what he thought was cool. And he stuck to what his gut was. And Mikami-san was like, same thing, same exact thing. He was just making what he thought was a cool evolution for Resident Evil. That, again, nobody was setting out to revolutionize anything. That's it. Just make what's true to your heart,